went to bleeding races, 'twas on the 9th of June, 1862 on a summer's afternoon. I took the bus to Banbury's and she was heavy laden. Away we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to bleeding.
You're watching Toon Army TV, hope you're doing well. This is the Aston Villa versus Newcastle United match preview this Saturday night at the Villa Park. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff live on the TV in the Premier League. If I could please ask you kindly to subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, the content will always keep coming and any subscription would really mean the world to me, and I want to keep growing the channel. I want to try and get to 3,600 subscribers. Your support recently has been absolutely amazing, so if you can continue to press that button, it's free. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video from myself. Hit the like button as well. The more likes we get, the better. Put your comments down below for your starting 11s and your score predictions, and make sure that you follow me on social media, Toon Army TV, Instagram and Twitter. So jumping into the preview, in the last 24 hours, we've had some club news, and that is regarding Kieran Clark, the centre-back. He has signed a 2-year contract extension to remain a Newcastle United player, and I'm absolutely delighted with this news. As you can see on the screen, I'll just read out the statement by Newcastle United and what they've had to say, and you will also see the quotes on screen from Kieran Clark himself and head coach Steve Bruce. So jumping into the article on the website, Newcastle United are pleased to announce that defender Kieran Clark has signed a new 2-year contract with the club. The Republic of Ireland international 31 has made 103 appearances for the Magpies, scoring 11 times since he signed from Aston Villa in the summer of 2016. In his first season, he won the club's Player of the Year award as United won the Sky Bet Championship title, and he has been a consistent and reliable performer in the Premier League for the past 3.5 campaigns. Since returning from an ankle injury in November last year, Clark has been one of the first names on Steve Bruce's team sheet and has made 14 appearances so far this term. Kieran Clark has told NUFC TV, "It's a brilliant feeling and I'm delighted that I have managed to get it signed. Furthermore, my contract was ending in the summer. For me, I was trying to stay more focused on the games, getting back involved this season and trying to play games. I had managed to do that over the last few weeks. To be back playing was the real aim for me. Then the contract has followed, so I'm delighted to concentrate now on the next couple of years." Head coach Steve Bruce has added, "I am delighted Kieran has signed a new deal. First and foremost, he is a very talented defender and he gives us great balance as a naturally left-footed centre-half. He has also become a very consistent performer and I am pleased to see his hard work and commitment rewarded." So that is from the Newcastle United website, the quote of Kieran Clark and Steve Bruce themselves. If you want to read the full article, make sure you check out nufc.co.uk. I will leave a link down below in the description. But my opinion is this is a great deal for both Newcastle United and Kieran Clark. He's been a revelation since signing for this football club. I remember a lot of fans back in 2016 when we got relegated with Aston Villa. They said along the lines of, "Kieran Clark is not a good centre-back. Why are we signing a player from a relegated club?" Granted, their opinion, I understand. However, you've got to give players a chance, and Kieran Clark has been rock solid for us in the 4 years that he's been here, and he's definitely the first name on Steve Bruce's team sheet. I really like Kieran Clark. For me, the best centre-back we have at the football club to date, hands down. Lascelles has been poor. Yes, Clark does make mistakes. All centre-backs make mistakes, but he does put in some very good tackles. He puts his body on the line, and first and foremost, he scores goals from set pieces, and he scores crucial goals which have won us games. And there's no doubt that if you look at all the other players left with 6 months on their contract, I wanted Kieran Clark to get his contract extended, and it's good for Kieran Clark that he's here until 2023. I want to see Kieran Clark up his game a little bit more. In the last couple of games, he's been a little bit off, but that's just down to poor defending by our lads. But now that he's got that 2-year contract, he can really kick on at the football club, and I wish him all the very best in the next couple of years. And who knows what can happen to Kieran Clark in 2 years' time. He could really go on to bigger and better things. If we get a takeover, then he could be, who knows, the next captain. I really don't know. But listen, I think it's a very good deal for both parties. So let's jump straight into the Aston Villa versus Newcastle United match preview. Starting off by comparing both clubs. If you haven't watched these previews before, that's how I go about them. I like to analyse both clubs and their form, building up to a game. So looking at the Premier League table, Newcastle United are currently 15th on 19 points. It feels like an age since we moved away from 15th and on 19 points. We're currently 7 points clear of Fulham, but as I record on Wednesday evening, you will see this on Thursday, Fulham do take on Manchester United, and a lot could change in terms of if Fulham could get a result against Manchester United, they could pull themselves a little bit closer towards Newcastle and put us in a real sense of danger. Burnley also take on Liverpool on Thursday evening, so a lot could change in the coming days. So don't read into the bottom end of this table too much. As for Aston Villa, well, they're currently 11th in the Premier League on 26 points. They still do have a couple of games in hand. They have been plagued with you-know-what, and they've had a real struggle. But in general, they've had a very good season, and they deserve to be where they are right now. If they win that couple of games in hand, then they could easily be in the top 6 and pushing back for Europe, the Villa of old. The last games for both Newcastle and Aston Villa, starting off with the TOON. We got beat 3-0 off Arsenal. It was a fully deserved win for Arsenal. Steve Bruce did change it to 4-4-2. However, it was a game of two halves from a Newcastle fan's point of view. First half defended really well, didn't do too much in the way of creating opportunities and doing anything in the final third. Arsenal were tamed for 45 minutes, but the second half, when the lads were supposed to kick on, unfortunately we gave the ball away far too cheaply, and when you do that against the best sides in this league, then you will get punished. And Aubameyang scored 2, and so did Saka. 3-0, it could have been 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought Steve Bruce's tactics in that second half were woeful, and there was only one winner on the evening. Just a shame we couldn't kick on from the 0-0, but you can kind of think it was expected given our run of form. As for Aston Villa, it finished Manchester City 2, Aston Villa 0. Manchester City with a late fight back in the second half in terms of their performance. First half, I thought Villa were always in the game. They were defending really well. There was chances on both ends, but Manchester City second half were too much for Aston Villa, and they used their quality to their advantage and scored 2 late goals. Villa switched off in sort of the last 15-20 minutes, and once Manchester City get one, you know what's going to happen next. They're going to get a second and they're going to go on from there. It's a good clean sheet for Manchester City, but for Villa, they'll be kicking themselves because they would have thought on performance they could have at least come away from the Etihad with at least a point, but that's not easy at the best of times. Villa are rocking a little bit, and this could be an advantage to Newcastle United going down to Villa Park on Saturday night. So looking at the injuries and suspensions for both Aston Villa and Newcastle, starting off with Newcastle. ASM is still an injury doubt. I am still yet to hear from Steve Bruce. He did mention in the last press conference leading up to Arsenal that he is a couple of weeks away. He could now be only a week away from getting back into the first team. We need this lad. He's such a big key factor to how we get our goals, his creativity, his skill, what he brings in terms of his experience, his pace. And we're just going to have to wait and see in terms of how he's getting on around the training. Federico Fernandez has an injury concern as well. I don't believe he will be available on Villa. I could be wrong. Ryan Fraser should be back from suspension after he picked up 2 yellow cards against Sheffield United. He served 1 game against Arsenal, and he will be available for selection on Saturday evening if Steve Bruce wants to go with Ryan Fraser. As for Aston Villa, well, they are missing Wesley with a knee injury. Apart from that, I don't believe they have any more injuries. If there is any Aston Villa fans watching this, if you do have any more injury concerns, please let me know down below in the comment section so I can update. In terms of suspensions, well, they are missing their manager Dean Smith after he was given 2 yellow cards in the Manchester City game on Wednesday evening. Now, is it going to make a massive difference that he's missing on Saturday against us? I don't think so, because you look at Steve Bruce, I don't think he can manage out of a paper bag. But given their current form, I don't think it's the right place for Dean Smith to be, using comments like that, especially if you're 1-0 down and you're trying to chase the game. And I believe with there being no manager, that's what maybe declined Villa into getting anything against Manchester City, and they got that second goal, which was ultimately the soccer punch. Looking at the formations for both Newcastle and Aston Villa and how I believe both managers will set about the game. Steve Bruce went with 4-4-2 against Arsenal. Did it work? It's difficult to say when you play up against a quality side. He will probably go with the same formation again for the Villa game on Saturday, because Villa are not Arsenal. I know they're having a good season, but I believe we need to play 4 at the back. We cannot be playing this 5 at the back wing-back system. I'll be very, very annoyed if Steve Bruce reverts back to the wing-back system, because we're only asking for a defeat. However, with 4 at the back, we'll give ourselves a chance of getting at Aston Villa and creating opportunities. I do believe if I have it my way, if I'm Steve Bruce, I'd be rolling the dice once more and going 4-2-3-1. Because I believe if he goes 4-2-3-1, then we've got a better chance of matching Aston Villa. The reason why I say 4-2-3-1, because Aston Villa also play 4-2-3-1, and we need to match them. If we can match Aston Villa and frustrate them for long periods, then we've got a very good chance. 4-2-3-1 has been working for Dean Smith and Aston Villa right the way through, whereas for Steve Bruce, he's been chopping and changing. And if we can do battle on Saturday, that's what the fans want. If we go 4-2-3-1 and Villa go 4-2-3-1, then it could be an end-to-end game. By Newcastle getting the ball and committing forward and working the goalkeeper, then you give yourself a chance of getting something out of the game. But if Steve Bruce goes with the dull wing-back system, then unfortunately there's only going to be one winner on Saturday evening. So looking at the players to watch out for on both sides, starting off with Newcastle. First up, Callum Wilson. He's got 8 goals this season. He will be looking for more. He's our dangerous go-to player for goals. Unfortunately, he's not been getting the service as of late. But if he does get the service, expect him to put the ball in the back of the net. If the service is correct, of course. We need to make sure that we're getting the final third and give him the service that he deserves. Because without the service, then, unfortunately, he's non-existent. And with Callum Wilson's goals, he's been so crucial to where we are right now in 15th place. Without his goals, then we would be in the bottom 3. Miguel Almiron, we need to see an even better performance on Saturday. He was decent against Arsenal, but we need to see the Miggy of old, just getting the ball and driving forward. But again, it all comes down to the service. If Miggy gets the service and he's allowed to run with the ball as he tends to do, then he will be causing your defence a lot of problems. But it all comes down to Miguel Almiron himself, trying to bring in players around him so he can maybe pass. If not, then if he does tend to run into the box, he needs to put more power to his shot in order to work the goalkeeper. Matt Ritchie as well, from the left-hand side, he's always a threat for us. He always gives everything. He tracks back, he gets forward, he puts in the tackles. Not only that, but he likes to have a go. And we're going to be massively relying on Matt Ritchie this Saturday evening in order to try and make something happen, because ASM at this moment in time, with him being missing, Matt Ritchie is the next best thing in terms of creativity out wide. You could also say the same for Jacob Murphy, but Matt Ritchie knows the strings at Newcastle United. He's been here a long time. In terms of Aston Villa, well, I've picked out 5 players, but I'm sure there's plenty of more players on their side that could make a difference on the evening. And I tell you what, they're full of goals. So starting off with their main man, Jack Grealish, who plays in the 3 behind the striker. He's been magnificent. There's no doubt he's going to go to a bigger club very, very soon, and that's no disrespect to Aston Villa. He's got 6 goals for them already from that midfield, and there's no doubt he's going to be their go-to man for goals in terms of bringing them higher up the field and trying to work the goalkeeper. We need to be defensively on it to try and stop this guy from scoring. He can do pretty much anything on a pitch that is required of him. El Ghazi, he has been in and out of the side, but he has got 6 goals for them. He can play in the 3 on the left-hand side. He likes to cut in. He's got 6 goals already for Villa this season as well, and a stark improvement from last season, and there's no doubt that he will work the goalkeeper. Ross Barkley, on loan from Chelsea, but what a good bit of business. His experience has been key to Aston Villa's recent upturn in form, their success so far this season under Dean Smith. He's got a couple of goals as well from that midfield area, and he'll be looking to do the same as well. And knowing how bad we've been in that midfield, we're going to have to try and keep Ross Barkley quiet. If we keep him quiet, then it could be, I wouldn't say an easier night, but it would limit Villa's threats. John McGinn, who plays sort of in the defensive role, he's got a goal for them already this season, but he's been electric when I've watched him. He can drive forward, from the defensive role into the midfield. He can also work the goalkeeper. There's no doubt he's a quality player. He was the sort of player I wanted a couple of years ago when he was at Aston Villa in the Championship. But he's kicked on, he's doing really well, and he's going to be a real threat on Saturday night, no doubt about it. Ollie Watkins as well. This guy's got 8 goals. What a signing he's been as well for them. Villa lacked goals last season. They were looking for a striker. And in that 4-2-3-1 formation, he's been delivering. And his 8 goals have been the reason why they are where they are. And with their games in hand, no doubt Villa will get back on track. And they'll be looking to try and use him as the sort of focal point. And we need to keep him quiet. He's got a lot of pace as well. He can hold up the ball. And not only that, he does score goals, but he brings others into play as well. So no doubt he will be their go-to guy for goals. They've got 5 players there that score goals. But not just that, they've got goals around their side. It says a lot when our team, Jeff Hendricks, is he the second highest goal scorer with 2 goals? There you go, it says it all. And you've got Callum Wilson on 8 goals. The stark contrast with Villa, you can see why they're improving and why Newcastle United are declining. So, looking at my starting lineup for the game against Aston Villa on Saturday, if I am Steve Bruce, I'm going with a 4-2-3-1 formation. I hope you like my new FIFA 21 graphic. I hope it comes through okay. So, starting off in goal, Carl Darlow. Looking at the defence, left back, Jamal Lewis. We need to see a massive performance from him. Right back, DeAndre Yedlin. Kraft was awful. Leeds dropped straight away. If Manquillo is available, then I will say Manquillo, but in the meantime, I'll stick with DeAndre Yedlin unless anything changes in Steve Bruce's press conference. The 2 centre-backs, captain Jamal Lascelles. We need to see a massive performance on Saturday night. He was awful against Arsenal, but he wasn't alone in that. Captain or not, he's not undroppable, but I will persist and give him another chance. Alongside him, Kieran Clark just signed a new contract and will be looking forward to playing against his old club, Aston Villa. Looking at the defensive 2, Isaac Hayden, be good to see him back into the side. We really missed him against Arsenal. Alongside him, John Joe Shelby was really bad against Arsenal. However, in a 4-2-3-1 situation, you want to be putting him in that defensive role where he could create a problem. Alongside him in the number 10, Miggy Almiron. Hopefully, we'll see the Miggy Almiron that we've seen against Arsenal, but this time working the goalkeeper. Matt Ritchie will be on the left-hand side as he likes to cut in. Jacob Murphy, I'd like to see him play on the right-hand side. And up front, Callum Wilson. So that is my starting 11 for the game against Aston Villa. But if you disagree, if you have your own starting 11, let me know down below in the comments section. So in terms of a score prediction for the game on Saturday, I'm going to say Aston Villa 2, Newcastle United 0. Listen, I can't put past an Aston Villa win. Yes, they got beat off Manchester City. However, you can't take away how well they've started the season, how they're playing. They've got an identity. The formation which they go about the game works for them. They've got goals around the side. They're a real threat. We don't have a very good record down at Villa Park. We lost 2-0 last season. Could have been more. I don't think it really matters how Steve Bruce goes about the game personally, but I just sense that it's going to be a difficult night and Villa will be, looking forward to it and they'll want to respond as well. And that's not good for Newcastle when you play up against an opposition who've just been beaten. When you've got a game 3 days later, you want to put it right in. Newcastle don't have home advantage, but it's not just that. Like, if you look at our run of form, we haven't won in 9 games. Villa, on the other hand, they don't tend to lose too many, so it's going to be a difficult evening, whatever happens. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we can, go down to Villa Park and at least get a draw. If we pull off a win, that's fantastic. I'd love to come back and say, do you know what? We've actually done something. We've won a game, or we've managed to get a point. But listen, we don't even look like stringing 2 passes together. If you can't do that, then unfortunately you're going to get beat more times than you try and win games. We can't seem to do the basics right. I feel like Steve Bruce now, this has to be his last roll of the dice. 4-2-3-1. If the players are not playing for him on 4-2-3-1, or even 4-4-2, if he tends to change it second half, then I don't know what will happen in terms of what the board will say and come Monday morning, because if we lose to Villa, that's no win in 10 games. Do you know what I mean? It's not acceptable. I've got 4 points to make. First up, we need to give Callum Wilson some service. That's really important. If Callum Wilson doesn't get any service, then there's no doubt we're not going to score any goals on Saturday night. Even if I've gone for a 2-0 Aston Villa, he's going to be our go-to guy for goals. We also need to try and retain possession a lot better, something we've struggled with in recent games, if not since Steve Bruce has been here. We can't afford to give the ball away, because we did that all too often against Arsenal, especially in the second half. It was really, really poor, and that's something that needs to really step out of our game, and we need to step up and keep the ball for more than 5 seconds and give Villa something to think about, you know. The communication needs to be there. That's something that we seem to lack, is communication. The players need to speak, because if you don't speak, then unfortunately you're not going to get what you want, and that's a good result. And communication is so key to your success, to winning games, and that's something that needs to really improve going forward. Because no doubt Villa are going to make us think the way they play football. It's all attacking. Villa will create problems to our defence, there's no question about that. And we also need to have a go. We can't go to Villa and just sit back, because if we do that, if we try and hit them on the counter-attack, then we're going to get punished. There's no question about it. So if we can try and improve on those 4 points, then we'll give ourselves a chance of getting 3 points on Saturday night. But that is the end of the match preview. If you enjoyed it, make sure that you subscribe. I'm trying to get to 3,600 subscribers. I will be back for a review on Saturday night, just after 10 o'clock, so make sure you watch out for that. I have been doing some FIFA content lately. There will be Friday Night Live as well, from 7 till 9, so make sure that you pop on that as well, so you can have your say on all things Newcastle United or football in general. Stick the like button on the video. The more likes we get, the better. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video from myself, and follow me on social media, TOON TV, Instagram and Twitter. Give us a follow. I'll follow you back, and first and most importantly, put your comments down below so that you're getting involved, interactive. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all later. Take care. How are the lads?